Hello everyone, we are back right where we left off after completing the granary. Today's gonna be a little bit of a different episode, a little bit of an interesting one. Today we're gonna be doing some road work. Mainly because I don't want to build a building, but I also don't want to build nothing. Excuse me, vehicle outside, can you stop? Vroom vroom. Cease your vrooming. We won't need that. We will need more of this though. There we go. Alright, and some of it's gonna have to be paths, so we'll need our shovel here. Our trusty shovel. So, why all of a sudden am I like road instead of what I was originally planning, which is get all the buildings built up and then do road? Well, because I'm bored of building buildings and just want to dig some roads. So, we're gonna start by just digging out grass and putting stone slabs where it needs to go. And from there, we're going to continue on with what we need to do. We're going to, brighten it up, make it have a little bit of texture to it. Come on. I've been playing a lot of Destiny again, which I'm kind of excited about. Destiny's always been a fun game, but I took like a good 6-month break. Well, it was like October, so like November, December, January, March, April. So like a good 5-6 month break before I started playing Destiny again. It's honestly, if you're starting to get bored with Destiny, but you love the game a lot, take that break. Because it will make you want to play it even more once you get back. Because it's like you take that nice break, you get rejuvenated, it doesn't become stale, and then you really want to play it some more. Or you never want to play it again, and that's you to figure out which it's going to be. For me, it was, I stopped playing for a couple months, so it was like 5 months, and then I was like, alright, you know what? Let's play Destiny again. Let's play Destiny. So I loaded up Destiny. So my friends started playing it again. I was like, I'll load it up then. So I loaded up Destiny. And it's been some of the most fun I've had in a while. I don't play it as much as I used to. But that's just because I have other stuff that I like playing now as well. This is one of those. Bannerlord is a big game. And I know I said I was going to record that, but I didn't want to start like another big series like we had Warband a while ago. I didn't want to cover this up and cover this hole. So we had Warband like whenever I first started recording a lot. And the issue with that is I just don't like recording really long series, where it's like I record every or almost every minute of me playing the game. There's a lot of times where I just want to sit down and play for 3 hours, and then first 30 minutes of that hour I give a progress report or something of hey, here's how the thing's going, which is what I might have Warband or Bannerlord be, or if I do a series on Bannerlord and make a weekly progress report if I played for that week or something. I don't know. I'm not really 100% sure what I want to do with if I do record a Bannerlord let's play, what I want to do with it. But the game's been okay fun. It's not my favorite. I definitely prefer Warband. There's a lot of stuff that I was disappointed that it didn't have. But there's a lot of stuff I really like. I really like how easy it is to have customized weapons and whatnot. You can actually create your own variants of weapons and whatnot. The smithing is really fun, that kind of stuff. It's nice and simple, but it's good. kind of simple, sort of, if that makes sense. Other than that, I personally do not enjoy how armies and I enjoy the sieges, but I feel like it's too slow, especially if you're just starting your character. It's a little bit on the. If I feel like it's an issue where it's like it's too slow, sort of thing. For how long it takes, so I feel like that could improve. Other than that, uh, the troops are fun. The companions leave much to be desired. I don't enjoy the companions and like learning about the companions and having the companions in the game as much as I did Warband. There's no solid companions. It's like there's like certain companions you can find or like certain stories of companions, but they're like I think they're supposed to be I think they're randomly generated. I've never seen the same companion twice, which is okay, but I've seen the same ending abbreviation on a companion twice. Like in two different playthroughs that I've had in the span of like this week, because I had one character going, and then um, I had a second character going because that game sort of stagnated. Because I hadn't played recently, and I basically gotten to a point where it was like, I can't progress um, from this point. So I basically just had to start a new game. Um, yeah, that's definitely what happened. Um, oh, so this is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be like random patches of like that, and then we'll like then we'll like slap in some of that, and we'll have some smooth stone in there, sort of thing. That's what the road's gonna look like, but on a much smaller scale. Yeah. Um. Other than like those little things, like companions aren't really that memorable. You know. Oh, I just thought of something. It was like perfectly describes companions to me. Companions aren't memorable. It's not that they have like memorable companions, like a actually. It's not that they have memorable companions. It's that they have. It's not the names of the companions. It's the abbreviations that the companions get. So, for example, a companion could have the abbreviation. I think it was Spice Trader. Is one that you can get. And I've gotten it twice. It's like Spice something, Spice Seller, Spice Trader, something like that. But they have the exact same perks and levels and whatnot. So, for example, let's take Warband. We got Jeremis. Jeremis would be the name, and then he would have the abbreviation Jeremis the healer. Alright? And then, but when you start a new game, Jeremis the healer might be called Samuel the healer. And for me personally, I'm not sure I'm a fan of if that's the way it works. I don't think I'm a fan of that way being how it works. because I like having the very memorable companions that you can get. So far, I haven't seen that. Um, but I don't have that many hours in the game. If I tab out here real quick, open up my Steam, I only have 53 hours in the game compared to my Mountain Blade Warband 1000. Hold on, I need to do some math for this one because I have hours on two different accounts for that game. 1,105, 553, 1,658 hours total on a Warband. Um, so maybe after, if I reach that many hours, some of the characters might start becoming memorable, or I'll start remembering names or recognizing names and whatnot. But as of this moment, it's like they're not really that memorable, at least to me. There's no Jeremis, there's no Ymira, and personally, I don't like that. Um, but it's not a huge issue for me. I also find it harder to start a kingdom. I feel like to get your clan's renown up is too much of a grind. But it makes sense that it's a good amount of grind because you're basically going from like a peasant to like trying to make a huge name for yourself. So it makes sense that there's a bit of a grind, but I feel like there's too much of a grind to it at the moment. Um, I feel like you have to join a kingdom as a mercenary, and that in order to go from clan tier 1 to clan tier 2, and then you have to start battling larger enemies. You have to battle big groups of enemies in order to get anywhere. The interesting thing that I find with battling big groups of enemies and that kind of thing is I find that a lot of enemies typically only use what's the word I'm looking for? It's like I'll go to battle someone and I'll be like, oh, they have 83 people. They're gonna destroy me. I only got 45, and then I highlight over them, and it's like 53 of them are recruits. It's just like it's like the lowest barrel troop, and I'm just over here like, so all my guys are like fully trained guys, so you're dead, and then I win a battle and get like 10 renown. So I feel like there's a bit of a grind once you reach clan tier 2 and you get up to having like 75 people and they're around the same number. You start having to like fight enemy armies. But what I'm curious about is I plan to take one person, one of my companions, and send them off as like a second party, almost like as a separate party from my own, and use them as a and see how that works. Because in one playthrough I created them, but I almost immediately disbanded them, which was a mistake. Because out of that I sent like 19 guys in there, 18 troops and one companion, and I only got the companion back. So kind of a waste. But I'm tempted to see how it works actually. So I gotta figure that out. Which shouldn't be too difficult to figure out, but it's gonna give me a slight pain. I also feel like kingdoms stay at war for too long. Sorry for squeaking this. I'm just adjusting my seating position. Kingdoms stay at war for too long. It's like I had one game. It was the last game I was playing where I had joined I think they're called the Valerians or the Valdians. No, not the Valdians. Strudia. I don't know. The Nords. And I declared war, or they were at war with the Valdians, or basically Swadia. And in like the entire like Like, the entire time I was with them, and I was with the kingdom for almost my entire game, which was maybe around 10 hours. We were only at war with them for the entire time. We never made peace, and we never had any other wars. Nobody in the game was making peace with each other, which was annoying, and I assume a bug, but I'm not sure. Um, but it was just constant war, and it was just getting boring, honestly. And the issue is I find that it's kingdoms don't hold, or they don't hold castles when they take them. I personally found, because it seems like they'll make an army to take a castle. They'll take said castle. This is a weird looking roof. I like it. They'll take said castle, and then they'll disband said army and go their separate ways. And then the enemy creates an army, goes, sieges it back, takes it. You know, there was these two islands. They're on like this little coastline in this little bay area, and we took those two castles. And then the armies would be disbanded, and then they'd come and take them back, and then we'd create armies and ride over and take them back, and then it'd be back and forth, and it would never end. And the one time that I was given a castle out of that, they sent 3 armies to take it back. I defended it all 3 times, but the issue is I had to go back to get troops, and then they sieged it for a 4th time, and I wasn't fast enough to get back there. So I feel like there's just like too much of an issue with that, where it's like constant war and no one's able to hold on to castles for more than like a day or two, and it honestly just gets tiring by the end of it. Um, other than other than like those couple gripes and like issues I feel with it, it's been fun. The time that I have played, it's been fun. I feel like in terms of like just like a video game, like in terms of like the role playing aspect of it, the RPG elements, the character trees, this kind of stuff, it's a good game. Um, in terms of it's not a replacement for Warband for me though. Warband was my an hour has gone by. I've been doing laundry, so I gotta go grab my laundry out of the washer. But the issue is, it's, how do I say it? I used Warband after like 500 hours of playing. I started using Warband as a tool to tell stories, and not as a tool for like a video game to play. I used it as like a storytelling device, like to tell stories of different kingdoms and different characters and whatnot. Bannerlord is just too difficult in order to tell those stories. I feel it's too grindy. Is the sense of the word, I think, is the word I want to use for it. It's a little too grindy for storytelling. And that's what I use Warband for, is towards the end of playing Warband, and when Bannerlord was coming out, I used Warband as a storytelling device. I don't feel like you can do that, at least in the 500 or the 57 hours I have total. You can do that, but that may change. I've been playing it a lot more recently, so it is 100% possible that in the next couple, in the next little bit, the next couple episodes, you'll see of Minecraft here. I will come out and be like, the game's different, you know, or it's like, this is great, it's fantastic, I love it, it's a great game, it's a video game, great game. Video game, great. Um, but other than, would I say pick it up? Yes, if you like. Um, how do I say this here? I would say pick the game up if you enjoy uh, things like, if you wanted something like, there are things that are good about it. I would say get it, but not for full price, because I think it's currently 60. Let me check. Bannerlord. It's 50. Okay. 50. If you don't own Mountain Blade Warband or Mountain Blade Bannerlord, Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, despite how old it is, I recommend Banner or Warband more. Um, it's one of those, after like a good after you get a feel for the game and everything, it's dumb fun and it's great. It's super easy to tell stories that you want to tell, and you can basically just grab the game and just wring it out by its neck and be like, I'm in charge. I am the captain now. And take helm and just be like, this is, you may be the video game, but I am the player. But it feels like Bannerlord has an issue with grindiness. Bannerlord doesn't have like an easy, like, memorable characters sort of thing. There are some nice memes on the subreddit that have come out of this, So it's not a bad game in any way. Um, I do recommend it. I would give it a positive review on Steam, but make sure that you want it before you like buy it permanently, because it might not be for you. Warband is one of those games that can be like, anyone can enjoy this. It's so fun. It's so great. Warband's that game for me. Warband's that, like, everyone can enjoy it. It's so good. Bannerlord, on the other hand, I don't think everyone can enjoy Bannerlord. It's still a good game, but I don't think everyone can enjoy it. With that, we're going to end off this episode. Give me my sense back. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.